Hey guys! Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about balance. And balance is the balance of our body weight and where we carry our body weight versus where we don't carry our body weight. Everybody has a different body type. I have experienced that every single one of my clients, whether they be put into a box of being an apple, a pear, a spoon, a rectangle, whatever the shape is, every single body type is different in regards to composition and proportions of someone's body. But what does kind of stick true to most everybody is balance. And balance is the 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 balance of where you kind of carry your weight. So some people are top heavy and have slimmer legs. Some people carry their weight in their lower half and are actually narrow up top. There's many different types of balance, but today I want to talk about being top heavy. And it's what you might have heard being described as being an apple shape or being round or being top heavy in some of the books and everything. And sometimes, for me personally, I have a really hard time categorizing people as pieces of fruit. It's just kind of, I use the term top heavy more just because that's what it is. You're just more heavy up top than you are down below, and it's kind of where you carry your weight. If you're top heavy, usually you carry your weight, and if you gain weight, it's going to be in your stomach area. You don't have a defined waist, so your waist might actually go out farther than your hips. It also means that you have very skinny legs. So if you are top heavy, that probably means you've got some rockin' legs, which is awesome. It's something that we definitely want to show off, but we want to show off properly. First, I just want to talk about the dynamics of being top heavy and what that means so you can identify what it is. And I always recommend, if you can and you're not really sure about what your body type is, put a t-shirt on and some leggings on and stand in front of a mirror and really look at yourself and see the outline of your body and see where you carry your weight. A lot of times if you're top heavy and you're have skinny legs, people know that a lot because they're going to have a fuller chest. Your fit problems are always going to be in your tops and your jackets. You rarely have issues in fitting for your lower half. So you might already have an idea, but let's go into this just a little bit further. If you're top heavy, that essentially means that you carry your weight in your top half. It means that this part of your body is visually going to look heavier and bigger than this lower part. And you probably have skinny, nice little legs, and you carry your weight here in your midsection. You might have a fuller chest. You might have a broad shoulder as well. That's all a might. You may not. There are people that have narrow shoulders and are still top heavy. It just means that you carry your weight up in your top half. And what we want to do in regards to this kind of body type is we want to make sure that we create balance. So visually, without any clothes on, your body is visually out of balance. What we can do with fashion and clothes is create balance by choosing the right garments that are going to complement your figure and balance your figure out. Because anytime that your body is in balance, you're always going to look longer and leaner. And that's the ultimate point that we want to have. No matter what our body type is, we always want to look longer and leaner. So in order to do that, we're going to want to make sure that we slim out the top part of our body and actually choose garments that are a little bit fuller or straighter and create a little bit more of a balanced line for our lower half. That means A-line skirts that kind of go out and away from the body. It means structure up in the top part of your body. Structure meaning anything that's in a woven fabric. You don't necessarily have to have things that are of a woven fabric. I just like the structure and the shape that wovens give somebody that has some imbalance up top. The key point is to make sure that the top part has shape. Shape is imperative. And that it's most likely a solid or smaller type of texture to it. Anytime that something has texture or pattern or movement to it, it's going to create visual weight. And we don't want to create visual weight up here. We do want to create some visual weight down below to balance out the top part. So up top, we're going to want to choose structure. We're going to want to choose solid, colors. And we're going to want to keep the texture light, meaning you don't want thick and heavy, big and bulky up top. If you're going to do texture, you want to make sure that the texture is kind of light and simple up top. Down below, you definitely want to play with texture. You want to play with pattern. You want to play with movement, because movement's going to give you visual weight. And you're also going to want to play with shape, because shape can add some visual weight. So I know that sounds kind of oxymoronish to want to create weight somewhere on our body, but when we do that, when we create visual weight down below and we slim out the top part of the upper body, it's going to create a balance and make you look longer and leaner. So here are a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. All right, so now when we're shopping and we're shopping for a top heavy figure, these are the kind of items that you want to look for. You want to look for things that have a solid pattern to them, are clean in lines, and have shape. That's very, very, very important. We want to make the top part of your body kind of clean and simple lined. That means choosing fabrics that are heavier in weight. Also, structure. Structure means that a lot of shirts that are woven have a lot of structure to them. Princess seams, things that create an inverted C shape, like this. Those are princess seams on shirts. You'll find them in the front of shirts and on the back of shirts. Anytime you find shape in a shirt, it's just hanging on the hanger like this. It is going to automatically have shape. A lot of collared shirts have shape. So you want to find something that has shape and has structure and is solid in pattern. Choose colors that complement you. That's most important. When you're wearing colors next to your face, they have to complement you, or else you're doing yourself a disservice. But up top, we want to keep things very simple, clean lined. Then on the bottom half, have some fun. Choose things that have pattern, have an A-line shape to them, have some ruffles to them, have a little bit of movement. That kind of movement and pattern and shape is going to create a little bit more visual balance with your upper half, okay? And what that's going to do is create a really nice complementary camouflaging effect to your upper half, and then it's going to give you a little bit more visual weight down below, so what you don't look is out of balance. What you want to avoid are tops that are flowy and have a lot of pattern to them, because that flowy movement in the fabric gives visual weight. It doesn't do any kind of camouflaging. It actually exploits the fact that you're heavier up top. And then when you balance it out with something that's skinny on the bottom, and I know a lot of people with this body type, because they've got skinny legs, they really want to rock the skinny leg and show it off. I totally understand that. However, it's really important that you don't put yourself out, exploit the fact that you're even skinnier down below than up top. If you create some more balance, you're going to look longer and leaner. So these are the things that you want to avoid. Pencil skirts, things that are skinny and slim and kind of exploit how tiny you are on the bottom half, paired with things that are blousy and have a lot of movement, a lot of pattern, heavy textures, big bulky sweaters. Here's another example of what I would like you to buy versus what I don't want you to buy if you have a top heavy kind of figure. This jacket right here has a beautiful shape to it, and shape is so very important to do any kind of camouflaging and slimming of your upper body. Also, this center point ruffle down the center part of this jacket is a great focal point to draw attention away from anything that you may want to camouflage, and also gives a center long lean line to look at. And then paired with a pant, and this is a cute little capri, that has a little bit more of a straight shape to it rather than a tapered shape. And tapered means that it's wider up top and skinnier down below, and that's not what you want. What you want if you are a top heavy figure is a bottom half that's going to balance you out a little bit better. So you want that straight line. Even a little bit of a boot cut is fine. I'm not a big fan of flare capris. I just don't think they're really that flattering on anybody, but a little bit of flare down right below your knee is pretty complementary to a figure. You just want to make sure that you're not overdoing it. The key point with capris, just a side note, is you want to make sure that capri doesn't hit you at the widest part of your calf, or it's going to make you look pretty wide. Being that you have really skinny legs though, we do want to create a little bit more width in your lower half to balance out your top half. What you want to avoid are boxy, heavy texture, lots of busy pattern jackets that create visual weight up top, paired with a skinny tapered pant. You see it's wider up at the thigh than it is down at the ankle. You want to avoid that, because what that's actually going to do is just exploit how wide you are up top to how narrow you are down below. And we don't want to create that kind of inverted triangle wide shape. We want to create a long lean line. So by doing this, you're creating this kind of shape. And that's not the shape we want to create. We want to create a shape that's like this, long and lean, okay? And with a little bit of shape, you know me, I'm always talking about shape, with a little bit of shape there in the middle. So that's what you really want to be looking for when you're... All right guys, so to summarize what we've been talking about for top heavy figures, this is what we're looking for. We want to create balance from our top half to our lower half, creating a long, lean line, right? Okay, so in order to do that, we need to have structure up top, we need to have shape, and a great center point focal is one of those added things that you can look for in jackets and tops and things like that for your top half. You want to be looking for things that are solid, not in pattern, and not heavy in texture. Down below, have some fun. Wear some pattern, wear texture. Make sure that you are, when you're doing pants, wearing a straight leg. Avoid anything that's too tapered. And for the pants, I always say, make sure that the pant hits where your toe meets your foot in the shoe that you're wearing. So if you're wearing a taller shoe, you want to make sure that you're wearing a longer pant, okay? And that's going to create the longest, leanest line for that lower half of yours. So if you do those things, you will look in balance, you will flatter your figure, and you'll be rocking it. All right, you guys? I'll see you later. Choose stylishly.